Hey guys, just felt like doing a video here on the Loeb Trail in Pisgah National Forest. There's a lot of really great tips that I'd like to share with you guys, especially if you're planning on hiking it. You know, the one thing about it is it's a great hike to do, but you really got to have a shuttle. And most of the times when I hike the Loeb Trail, I park one car at the ranger station and the other car at the Big East Fork parking area, mainly because the difference in the drive between parking there and at the Daniel Boone Scout Camp is like a 45-minute difference. And plus, it's a lot easier to, get back to the car and sort of, plan out logistics accordingly. You know, the one thing that a lot of people ask me about on the Loeb Trail is what's it like finding water? Now, if you're hiking from the ranger station to the other end in that direction, once you leave Deep Gap and head up towards the parkway, Deep Gap's going to be, at the shelter there is the last place you'll get water until you get into Shining Rock Wilderness. And for me, I usually spend the night somewhere between there. And so it's important for me to try to get at least 3 liters of water at the Deep Gap shelter area because I know I'm going to drink a bunch of water before I stop, and I'll need something to cook. And I mean, there's some places on Black Balsam Knob where puddles form and you can filter out of there, but it's really not the best. Or, once you cross over the parkway before you hike up Yellowstone Prong or up Black Balsam Knob, you can shoot down to Yellowstone Prong right there. It's a short hike, but there's water, right at the headwaters where the Mountains to Sea starts to kind of come down the hill there. And it's not the most reliable source either, especially in the summertime. And there's a few places kind of in the Ivester Gap area where the water sort of shoots out of the side of the mountains and makes small pools, but they're not really reliable either, especially if there hasn't been any rain for a while. So, in that stretch right there between Deep Gap and when you come into the wilderness area, it's a pretty dry area, and I've been with guys before that have ran out of water, and they've asked day hikers if they could, get some water off of them. And I've been the kind of person that always carries a Camelback and a couple Nalgene's on a long hike like that, just because you never know. And I've luckily never run out, but that's one key thing to think about. Another thing is, if you hike it from the Daniel Boone Scout Camp down to the Pisgah Ranger District parking area, it's a lot easier of a hike. And I'm saying that because the hills heading that direction, the hill climbs are more drawn out. I mean, it's the same elevation change either way you hike the trail, but the steeper side is heading, kind of, I guess, northwest. And if you're looking for a challenge, though, the hill at the very beginning by the ranger station is a great place to start because there's, like 1,800 foot elevation instantly, and that's one of my favorite hill climbs in Pisgah National Forest. And then the other thing to think about is there's a lot of people that hike that trail, so you want to do it sort of on the the off season or the off times of the year. Like, I've done it on Memorial Day weekend a couple times and have encountered a lot of Boy Scouts, a lot of families, and that makes camping really hard because along the whole trail there's probably only 35 or so sites, and everyone's kind of thinking the same way, so you get into areas where there's multiple groups trying to camp and not that many spots, especially Black Balsam Knob and Tennant Mountain. There's like 6 or 7 sites on top of Tennant Mountain, and they seem to always be packed on Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend, stuff like that, July 4th. So I usually try to go, like, Thanksgiving weekend has always been a good one. I haven't ran into a lot of groups then, and New Year's. And some people say, oh, it's too cold, but that's when you get away from the crowd and there's not going to be leaves on the tree, so you'll be able to encounter some good scenery compared to if you went in like July when the foliage is thick and a lot of the views near the beginning of the trail are really hard to see at that time of year. If you have any more questions about this trail, feel free to comment below, and I'll do my best to answer. Maybe do another vlog. Thanks.